The Miami Dolphins came into the 2020 NFL Draft armed with picks, high selections in the first 2 rounds. They did a ton of work in free agency on both sides of the ball and was able to use their draft to pluck specific targeted prospects and add them to the roster. Defensively, looking at Jason Strowbridge from North Carolina, they added a versatile defensive lineman who can play any one of the techniques up front. Edge rusher Curtis Weaver out of Boise State was one of the more productive rushers in college football and figures to serve in that role situationally within this defense. Now, what I liked most about the Dolphins draft was them finally getting their guy at quarterback, and that's Tua Tagovailoa out of Alabama. Tua brings excellent accuracy and a lightning quick release to the table, and I hope the Dolphins are patient with him in allowing him to digest the offense completely while also getting back to full health as a player, essentially using 2020 as a health and prep year so that he can really hit the ground running in 2021. I also liked how the Dolphins continue to strengthen both sides of the line of scrimmage. Within the first 2 rounds, Miami selected tackles Austin Jackson out of USC and Robert Hunt out of Louisiana, as well as nose tackle Raekwon Davis out of Alabama. Jackson and Hunt figure to be their future bookends at tackle. Although Hunt can potentially see time inside at guard, the team will give him every opportunity to thrive at right tackle as he did for the Raging Cajuns. While Davis, he has the core strength and length to be a problem on the defensive interior. He's another player that's capable of playing any technique on that defensive interior, giving them a lot of flexibility up front. Miami also selected 2 of the draft's best athletes who are very versatile in cornerback Noah Igbinoghene out of Auburn and wide receiver Malcolm Perry out of Navy. Now, Igbinoghene has tremendous upside at corner and will more than likely handle the nickel duties for this defense. He was a wide receiver turned cornerback and still has room to grow his game. Perry was a terrific and record-breaking option quarterback at Navy and figures to play either slot receiver or in the backfield. Either way, with his playmaking capabilities, you want the football in his hands in some capacity. So offensive coordinator Chan Gailey will definitely create some ways for him to be impactful on game day. Kirk Merritt out of Arkansas State is a fantastic athlete. He ran 4.4 and jumped 45 inches during his virtual pro day. On the field, he's a lot like Deebo Samuel in the sense that he can be moved around the formation and also in the backfield. He has a very good chance to handle return duties in addition to being an explosive physical presence as a slot receiver. Bryce Sterk out of Montana State was one of the top edge rushers in the FCS and runner-up for the Buck Buchanan Award, which is given to the top defensive player in the FCS. However, he will try to make the Dolphins squad as a tight end. That speaks to the level of athleticism that he possesses, so this is a long-term developmental prospect for the Fins. I gave the Dolphins a solid B for their draft. Miami was able to come away with their QB of the future and strengthen their offensive line with excellent talent. One of my only questions about their draft is that they passed on all of the premier tailback options in the draft, which really would have knocked this one out the park. Yes, they signed Jordan Howard and they traded for Matt Breida, but it would have been hard for me to pass on guys like DeAndre Swift, Jonathan Taylor, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Cam Akers. But overall, a strong job by Miami, helping set up the team for success for both the present and the future.